Y'all know what it is, and we back with yet another high level edition of HHGTV. Of course, I got a very, very special guest, man. First timer, my boy Plaza.
Thank you, bro. Good to be here.
Good to be here. Good to see you, brother. Good energy all around. Queens is in the fucking building, I want to add.
Absolutely, at all times.
All times, my nigga.
Yes,
let's get into this shit, man. Let's talk about this intro, man. Introduction to yourself, man. Let everybody know who you are, where you from.
Yeah, man. Plaza, from Queens. Been out here for a minute. Like I told you a little earlier, I had a little mini run back in the day. A couple things happened, but we here now, and the floodgates is open, so it's about to be a lot coming right now.
Dope shit, brother. Let's get into some of your earlier influences, man, before we jump into this project here.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. It definitely started, born 93, so technically, late 90s, early 2000s, baby, So all that influence of like the 99, you had the DMXs, you had the 50s, so, it's always been that raw rap. New York has definitely gone through its changes, but at the end of the day, that's kind of like what we always go back to naturally. It's like the foundation.
Right.
So, all those older guys like, Ray, Nas.
I hear a lot of that in your music though, brother, especially on this project. I feel like, New York itself been through a lot of different phases, you know what I mean? Like, we was in the forefront in terms of like traditional hip hop. And then we kind of like went back. You know what I'm saying? And then that, we was in the back for quite some time. But now, what's going on in the underground scene? Like, niggas is thriving and everybody eating at a high level. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
things have changed progressively for the whole scene. You know what I mean? Because for a while, like I just said, like the early 2000s, you had Power. You had 50 dropping Power of the Dollar, and then kind of just things kind of shifted into the pop aspect. You had the R&B fusion, you had the hooks and stuff like that, but later on it just kind of went all the way left, where it just went south, or even more so that pop culture kind of infused the whole hip hop scene itself. But there was a lot of good shit going on though too, in the early 2000s. 2009, 2010, you had the shift, you had Bronson, you had May. Yeah. All them cats from Queens was really representing it right, Peace to Joel, Soulless, Timeless Truth. All them good cats over there, man.
Nigga, you see?
So, no, that's what I'm saying. It can't go without being mentioned, because a lot of them cats put on, for a lot of the cats that came out nowadays. So, if it wasn't for a foundation being laid out, maybe the window wouldn't be open so big for a lot of the newer cats that are coming out now.
That's a fact, man. And I think just Queens in general, I just think that not only do we got the best fucking food, but I also feel like a lot of great MCs come from the town. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So man, I want to know about this project here, brother. First off, tell us the name and what inspired the name.
So, Queens, as you know, Queens is very diverse. You know what I mean? And I come from Colombian roots. I'm actually the first generation of my last name, my family, to be in this country. So I come from immigrant parents, and just kind of growing up with that influence of just always having the Spanish music in the house, from the salsa to the merengue to, all types of, culture, and then on top of that, growing up with still listening to Sade. And, my mother listened to everything. My father listening to 101, Joe Kazi, in the car for freestyle, everything, So this kind of came from being, very Colombian at the same time, very American, because, I'm born and raised in New York. So naturally, it's the influences around us that will impact, a Colombian American growing up in Queens. And the covers actually Roosevelt Avenue, and that's actually what they call Little Columbia.
Columbia.
That's basically you go over there, man, you can get everything over there, man. Some people come to this country and they don't leave that area. And then that's pretty much where they stay at, I tell my people all the time, you gotta learn the language. Sometimes they get here and then they get so comfortable in that small section of Queens that they're like, well, I don't need to learn English. I got everything right here. Everything's around. So naturally they're like, I can get by. You know, but it's a lot that went into this project because it's the first project for me that out the gate that I'm like, wow, all right, I can really stand on this one. And so I wanted to fusion everything with it, old samples. My mother's actually on an interlude. We was talking about the project. I actually forgot to mention that one. Yeah, my mother's on the interview. That's the track on there, La New Yorkina. You know, and it's just basically like her little piece of how it was to arrive to this country. You know what I mean? So it's like families first for me. So I had to start with the first project being very intimate with, you know, naturally who I've been and who I grew up to be today. Right. You know.
How was that though, man? I mean, you just said a lot, brother. First of all, salute on that. Like, how was it when you first told your parents, like, yo, I want to do this rap shit?
Well, you know, naturally, like any immigrant parents, you know, naturally they always want you to be like the best professional. But fortunate enough for me, you know, my folks was definitely like, hey, whatever you want to do. Actually, we don't care what you want to do as long as you are professional in whatever you want to do. So that was always great to have that, you know. And you know, sometimes my mom will hit me up like, "Hey, you know, I listen to this song," and little does she know she's laying the next sample that I'm about to lay down because that's what I'm trying to do now. It's like I'm trying to grab the foundation of what you know what influenced me as a kid to then you know bringing that to the to the game, to the hip hop. And seeing it be sampled by some of these great producers is always impressive as well. So
dope shit, bro.
Yeah.
What was your favorite joint of this project, man?
It's tough, man. It's tough because every track I feel like gives you an experience of like you might just be on a train, but this time now you're in your car. You know what I mean? You might be waiting on a cold ass day now, waiting for the bus. So it all depends, you know. Vagabundo is definitely a banger for me. It kind of sets the tone of like, you know, the aggressiveness of what comes with living in the city. You know, it's a rat race, but it's definitely a marathon, and it's absolutely. You know, it's that track is definitely like a nice fast paced. You know, it kind of engages. You know, at the interludes, everything in this project is very well crafted. I'm actually very proud of this one.
I think you put it together very well. Like I told you off camera, like that shit gave me a 9/7 98 feel, real war report. Fucking
absolutely
went to
or peace to Nori, man.
Or shout out to Nori, that whole 57, that
Yalla.
whole Yalla, absolutely. Fucking just that whole feeling, man. That gave me like every track on that gave me that feeling of like, yo, this shit is taking me back to when I was a youngin' and hearing my cousins and my pops playing that shit through the crib.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I know you did the video to I don't want to get the fucking name mixed up, to Shops Open.
Open Shop.
Yeah, Open Shop.
Yes, indeed.
There
yes,
we go,
indeed.
bro. So how was, the video was fire first though.
Thank you.
Linked up with my guy Ace. Shout out to Ace. I seen he was in that shit. So what was the creative direction behind that, yo?
So I'm working with my man Lionel. He's actually 4 tracks on here.
Oh wow!
He got a lot of production stuff getting done with me too right now. He and me both sit down. We do the edits. We kind of write down a little bit of a treatment. It's always about listening to the song first and stuff. But I like to be very hands on with how things get done. You know, I'm not the type to just kind of send my music out and wait for it. There's got to be a certain chemistry. I like to kind of build first before I just kind of just shoot myself out to get edited and such. Right. So like the creative process behind that always goes with just sitting in the booth and just making the music firsthand. The videos always kind of come first, come secondhand or whatever. But yeah, man, we just sit down. We try to get whatever dope scenes is best, and we try to keep things organic. We're never going to go out of our ways to go into this crazy Airbnbs and get the band of the ladies and all of that stuff, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, man, I want to keep this shit real, nonfiction, It's not a gimmick, because it's my last name. It's my name. My name is my name, like Marlo said.
Right.
It's far from fictitious, everything is organic right now because from even having family on my project, having the support of them on my back, you know, a lot of my peers right now, they're all doing their thing, and just naturally, it just all feels very right.
Dope shit, bro. I want to ask, man, how did you end up connecting with meeting guys like DRS? Shout out to them. Shout out to Ace. Shout out to Bundles. Shout out to Tone. The whole camp.
Absolutely.
How did you end up getting connected with those
That's
guys?
like the Brooklyn clan. It's
right.
They got a very strong community over here, man. All them cats, even Catch Up too. The gallery, everybody that's doing their thing over at the Sampler as well. Because them cats have built a great platform for their community out here, you know. Like, you know, we from Queens, and over there it's like you think of Queens, man, you think flashiness, you think good food, you think we out to the clubs and stuff, and that's all ill and all, but the hip hop scene is very dominant in Brooklyn. Everything's got to be said, you know what I mean? And them cats, we linked up because first, it's like I told you, man, you know, I came into this very dolo, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially working on this project. This project was like a good little 2 years in the making. Wow. So, in the mix of making this project, me and my man O'Dali linked up. So me linking up O'Dali he's the other half of Black Op. So for those who don't know, Black Op is a group that consists of me and my man O'Dali. So the Black stands for the unknown, and the O and the P actually just stands for O'Dali and Plaza. It's not really that complex. You know, I never played video games, so it has nothing to do with your Modern Warfare or your Call of Duty stuff. I don't really play video games, you know. So that was really how me and DRS got in the loop, because them cats obviously saw, oh, wow, these cats Latino, they spitting nice, you know. They got that same sound that we doing. So we've built a great community, and I love that. I love that everybody's meshed very well in the sense of sound and, you know, keeping their integrity of what it is that we want to chase and what it is we want to do. But nonetheless, never obviously putting myself in a box, none of my peers, of course, because I would always want us to experiment and be able to, you know, do whatever it is that we might want to do, whether it be, you know, man, like, got to be bigger sometimes than rap, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be, oh, now you want to do a movie, go for it. You're doing commercials, you know. I got people that are doing shit like that. So when I see things like that, it's like to know there's so many different lanes how you can play it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I definitely, just from watching, because I told you off camera, just from observing like everything that y'all been doing, like y'all are trying to like literally like cover every fucking aspect. You got this nigga Ace, the commercials, motherfucking movies.
Boom, shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to Ace, man,
Love.
for real.
Facts.
DRS is killing shit, even like with the brewery, the shit that they got going on.
Oh yeah, no, forget it. Mello's definitely doing his thing with the cats over there. And Mello, we're cooking. We cooking all the time, man. Yeah. We cooking all the time, man. We was just with them cats yesterday. And shit, man. Shout out to all the producers while we talking about it, because
shout out
all
to
these, Chill On, Chill On's doing his thing, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, all these producers in the game right now, they don't get enough shine, and they definitely should. I mean, right now it's fair to say I think everybody's kind of like now getting their turn right now, in the sense of like, you know, before it was like no shine for a producer. It was like, you know, I'm talking 90s, early 2000s. So
you right.
You know, there wasn't like no credit for that. It was just he played the cut and he played the cut. That was it.
Right.
You know, now things are very different. You know.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, no, man.
And we got fucking platforms like this.
Absolutely. We got platforms like this.
You know what I mean?
And even further on, it's like you said earlier, like it's lows and highs in this game right now. And you got people getting signed for crazy amount of money because in this, and still keeping their integrity and doing what it is they wanted to keep with their foundation, because they stuck true to what it is that they believed in. And, you know, whether it be sponsors or actual deals or what it may be, you know, people are paying attention right now. For a long time, they weren't. Good music was falling on deaf ears.
It was.
You know? So,
it was.
You know, nowadays it's like people are really tuning into what people are saying. They want to listen to it. This drumless wave that's going on, I can't lie. I'm all for it. I love these loops. I fall into them shits, and Producers sometimes hate me, you know what I'm saying? Because I be there writing, and you know, producers move quick.
Yeah.
Producers move very fast. And me personally, like, for example, like going back to this project, I took 2 years with this one. You know, when I'm sitting with a couple artists here and there, I could dump out a verse. I dump out a verse in a good 20, 30 minutes now. You know, no problem. But then when I'm trying to do something for myself, I like to be a little bit more conceptual. I like to kind of go for... I don't necessarily like to go with a theme so much, because I do believe in a lot of like the free form and freestyle. Like, you know, one bar I'm talking about getting out of some fly shit, and then the next one I'm talking about the ills, the same neighborhood that I'm doing that fly shit in. You know, because everything should be covered. You know, I feel like us as rappers, we're journalists. You know, we're just seeing what's around us and reporting it. Really. You know?
Plaza, man. Fire, bro. Fire. Nigga, this is not your first interview. I refuse to believe that shit, man. Everything you just said was fucking dope, man. I just feel like, yo, you got so much to offer to the game, bro. I'm definitely a huge fan of the music. Definitely a fan of the movement and what you're doing.
Thank you for having me here, man.
Nah, no doubt, bro. I got this one question. Yo, babe, pass my phone real fast. Got this question in. Somebody wanted me to ask you.
Oh, word?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me pulling up. Hold on. I gotta go up. Alright, so Boy Snelly said, he said, yo, what borough is Captain America from?
Oh, I know who that is. Oh, Sinelli's a funny guy. Sinelli's a funny guy.
So now you got to answer because I need to know.
Yeah, so we was just talking about that, man. So I was watching on the Marvel joint, I believe, and don't misquote me. Please don't misquote me on this. But they were saying Briarwood in Queens. And then I'm like looking this shit up everywhere. They're like, nah, Brooklyn. And then some is also saying Manhattan. And I'm like, where's he from then? He's like, nah, I'm taking it as Brooklyn. This is Brooklyn. I'm like, all right, man.
Nah, that nigga from Queens.
He's from Queens. All right, we taking that one.
We taking that shit. You see how niggas always trying to take shit from Queens? You see that shit?
Man, listen, man, it's the world's borough, but...
I mean, come on, bro.
Everybody want to see.
You see that shit, right? Yo, man, before we get out of here, man, you give us a gem, man.
Yeah, man. Let's see, man. Let me see. I don't want to be cliche and say something like, man, be yourself. Because at the end of the day, man, you gotta know that it's not what you rock, it's how you rock it. And just if you're gonna do anything, man, do it tasteful. Do it, you know, diversify yourself. Don't just listen to hip hop. Don't listen to just hip hop, because a lot of the influences won't come from listening to the same 10 artists. It'll come from that random tango song. It'll come from that soulful song that you never expected it to. You know what I mean? Be tasteful. I think that's the one that I'm gonna have to go with. Be tasteful.
And on that note, man, we getting up out of here. That's some Queen shit. Be tasteful. Plaza, brother. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, my brother.
Yo, y'all go fuck with this project right here, man.
Absolutely,
Plaza,
man. Mestizo's out now. Black Op is out now. At Plaza Got It All is my IG. Tap in. I'm on all streaming platforms. I got videos out right now. Just dropped the video last night. It's all in the bio. It's lit, man. Support your boy right here, because he got a great platform for you and your artists that is doing what you got to do, because when you behave right, it's how you land on good platforms like this, my brother.
Appreciate that, brother. Again. Yo, love, honey.
Peace.
On that note, we up out of here. Appreciate you, brother. Damn, nigga, first interview my ass.
Thank you, bro.